No Rest for the Wicked. Chapter 3. The Lucky Duck. The clang of the blacksmith's hammer faded behind Other as he walked, traded for the murmur of merchants setting out wares and the clatter of carts on cobblestones. Ahead, the painted duck on the Lucky Duck's sign rocked gently in the breeze, creaking above two young women chatting on the walkway. Other half recognized them from late nights at the tavern, when Solier's stories ran long and the mugs never seemed too empty. He couldn't hear what they were saying now, but their laughter was easy, untroubled. As he drew closer, he gave them a polite nod. Warmth crept up Other's neck. For all Solier's boasting about charming half the city, Other still felt clumsy under a stranger's smile. He slipped inside the inn, letting the door close behind him like a shield. The tavern was dim compared to the street, all worn wood and lingering scent of last night's ale, but beneath it rose something far better, the rich, savory smell of Gretchen's cooking. His stomach answered with a loud growl as he crossed to the bar.
Something smells good.
Gretchen's brown hair was tied in its usual tight bun, gray wisps escaping like they refused to obey anyone for long. Her sharp eyes widened the instant she spotted him.
You're back already? I thought you went to the market for a few things.
Oh, I did, but they were out of bread, and I was going to get more wax for candles, but I just didn't feel like fussing with that today, so I came back early.
That works for me. Whatever you're making smells wonderful.
I should hope so. I made it for you. Now, eat up.
She slid a heavy plate in front of him, and Other dropped onto a stool like a stone into water.
Yes, ma'am.
Gretchen pressed a fork into his hand, and that was all the permission he needed. The first bite was all salt and fat and comfort. For all the strange whispers about the ruins beneath Tirek Nor, Other thought there was no magic in the city to match Gretchen's cooking. Over the years, she and Tanner had done more than keep a roof over his and Solier's heads. They had given them a place to belong, no coin demanded, only the promise, Solier's promise, that someday he would make it right.
So, how late did you boys stay up last night?
She stooped to pluck a mug from under a chair, lips thinning.
That new barmaid of ours is worthless. Look at these mugs. She was supposed to see them all cleaned before she went home.
Other knew that tone. Gretchen did not like barmaids who laughed too loudly with the customers, or lingered too long near Solier. He bent closer to his plate and didn't bother cutting the sausage, just bit clean through. She set the mugs down with a clink and narrowed her eyes.
What time did Katrina close up the bar and go home last night?
Other kept his gaze on his food, pretending not to hear.
Other.
Her voice sharpened.
When did she leave last night?
He could feel her stare like a hand between his shoulder blades. He chewed. He swallowed. He did not answer.
I saw her flirting with Solier before I turned in. She stayed all night, didn't she, Other?
He heard every word. He shoveled another forkful into his mouth instead of choosing between Solier's trust and Gretchen's temper.
Well, if you can't talk while you're eating, I'll just take that plate back.
Her hand flashed out. The plate vanished from under his fork.
Hey!
Other protested weakly, but Gretchen held it easily out of his reach and slapped his hands away.
Nope, not until you answer me, Other.
Trapped between hunger and guilt, Other finally met her gaze.
I don't know what time she left. When I went to my room, she was closing up the bar and still talking to Solier. He was telling her that same story about captaining his own ship, going on and on.
A story Other could recite in his sleep.
Is that all, Other?
That's all I know, truly. I don't know if she left or not. You'll have to ask Solier. May I have my plate back now, please?
Gretchen held the plate aloft a moment longer, weighing his words, and perhaps the parts he hadn't said.
Then that is what I'll do.
She slammed the plate back down in front of him hard enough to rattle the fork, then spun on her heel and strode toward the stairs.
Solira, wake up! I want a word with you.
Other stared at his breakfast, appetite fading beneath a knot of dread. Between Gretchen's anger and Solier's secrets, the lucky duck suddenly felt a little less safe than it had that morning. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel, then stay tuned for Chapter 4, Katrina's Great Escape.